What's up, friends? Welcome to the Stopher Show. It is Monday night, so it is Stopher Cavins, intuitive reader, whatever you want to call me. I am here. I am back because it's been a 2-week hiatus. Energy is charged up. I'm glad to see everybody. All right, how's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? How was everyone's Easter holiday, if that's what you celebrate? If you don't celebrate it, how was your Sunday? How was your week? All right, so tonight we're going to do what we do here on the Stopher Show. We are going to read questions and read on questions from you. So if you have emailed your question over the past couple of weeks, I will read it and I will read on it. It will be a good time, and that's what we do. So what's up, Buffy? Cass? That's my son's name. I don't know if that's my son, but hey Cass, hey Jen, hey Jillian, hey Nivra, all the normal people that I see. Hello, Rhea. All right, so if you just a few housekeeping things to get out of the way before we get into the questions, into the mailbag, so to speak. If you would like a private, personal, private session with me, I do those. Psychic, which is, if you don't know, I do two things, psychic and mediumship. Psychic is where I'm connecting with you, your energy, telling you about all the things going on around you, past, present, future, I guess, where things are coming from, why things are happening, where things might be going. We do that. And we also do mediumship, is where I connect you with the energy of loved ones that have passed away, bring them basically to life in the room the best we can, deliver any messages from their energy, and any things that were left unsaid, so on and so forth. Of course, evidence that, of who they were, things that have happened between you, so that you know who we're talking to. We do those kind of connections as well. We offer, we being I, offer 30-minute, 45-minute, and 50-minute combo sessions. You can find those at stophercavins.com. I also do pet connection readings. This is for pets that are living. That is an untimed reading. I will connect with your pet, give you information about what's going on with them. It's like having a conversation with the wolf or the meow. And I've only done dogs and cats, so I've never had anybody ask me to connect with a lizard or a snake or a turtle. Anyway, so we have those as well. If you do not want to sit for a reading, or it's just not your thing, I have email readings as well, e-readings. You can hop on my website, pop in your 4 questions right there into the form, and within a few days, I will respond with a video that looks very much like what I'm doing now. Usually it's 12 to 18 minutes long, depending on what the energy is, and that's it. And you have that, you can download it to your device and have it for you. All right, so what else? I will be reading on all kinds of different stuff tonight. I read on medical, I read on legal. Of course, I don't give medical advice or legal advice, but I will give you my information that I have, my opinion of the energy around that. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a licensed anything. If you need more than just my opinion of your energy, please connect with the proper professionals. What else do I want to tell you? When I make predictions, when I say this before every reading that I do, every private reading that I do, I don't claim to see the future, folks. I don't claim to have a superpower. I don't have it. I don't think it's a thing. If somebody else has it, that's great. But what I'm doing when I make predictions, I'm just feeling energy that I believe we all can tap into, and I've worked really hard to learn how to translate it the best I can. Maybe that's where I'm different than most folks, is I feel like I'm pretty good at translating and understanding what it's telling. So I'm just kind of reading the energy that's already active, that's already there, it's already activated, it's already brewing. Sometimes it's behind the scenes and you're not aware of it. Sometimes it's things that you are aware of. And then I'm telling you, as an objective third party, kind of where it's headed, which freeway you were on, what the traffic looks like on that freeway, what the exits and entrance ramps are, and then what the speed limit might be, speed bumps, and so forth. And then you get to decide what that, the future's not written, so you decide what that looks like. You decide if you zig or zag, okay? So that's what's happening here. I don't claim to be any kind of oracle that sees something that's already happened. Sometimes we're destined for things. We're on that freeway and things are just going to happen. But um, what I try to do is give you an idea of the flow of it. All right. So just a quick story. And I do apologize for being gone for the past couple of weeks from the Stopher Show, but it's April is music festival season apparently, and my husband loves music festivals. I do as well, but so we had in early April we had Besame Mucho, which unfortunately in December the LA one, the LA version of that, it's a 1 day festival, Spanish music. It was canceled kind of last minute. So there is one in Austin that we go to every year for the past 2 years now, and that was a good time. Austin was really expensive for a 2 day trip, but and then the rental car company. So advice, folks. This is advice that something I learned, and I think I knew better. But when you're going to look for a rental car or a plane ticket or anything, don't use Expedia or Priceline or any of these third parties because it just gets really convoluted. And then if there's anything that goes wrong, it's a middleman, so you have to deal with them, and there's so many limitations. So I did get the car through Priceline, and it was through this company called Payless, which is a subsidy of Budget or Avis or something like that. Our flight was delayed like 5 or 6 hours, so we didn't get to Austin until it was like 1 o'clock or midnight on Friday. So I guess it would have been like Saturday morning, the 5th of April. Anyway, so luck and the Payless counter was closed, but luckily we could do everything through Avis. So there was a huge line. We finally get our car like 1:30, and had to get a Tesla, which was fine, it was whatever. Took us like half an hour just to figure out how to turn this thing on because my husband and I neither one of us had driven a Tesla. I don't even think I'd been inside of it. Yeah, in an Uber. But anyway, so that was fun. And then I dropped the car off on time, everything, whatever. I see on my Capital One statement that I've got the charge from, it was like $388 for 2 days. It was supposed to be a truck. Anyway, but they were out of the trucks because, yeah. Anyway, it was supposed to be so $388 from Priceline, and then I have another like $414 from Payless. So eventually, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I eventually got around to calling about it. And the guy says, "Oh yeah, you were charged this extra money because you didn't check it in until like the 8th of the night. It was supposed to be checked in on the 6th." I'm like, "Bro, I was in California, So apparently, they just did a really bad job checking it in, and they said that we didn't check it in. And then there was like all these fees and stuff. So it was just it was rough. Anyway, I think everything was put back on my card, but it was annoying. And then yeah, so that's that. And then Coachella was last weekend. My husband went to both weekends, but I went to last weekend. Saw some great shows. Lady Gaga was fantastic. Missy Elliott. Who else? T-Pain. Green Day blew my mind. Fantastic. The Misfits, of course. Saw some cool DJs. Yo Gabba Gabba was there. It was pretty cool. Anyway, then this coming weekend is Stagecoach, which is the country music version of Coachella. And hey, Jet. And that will be fun. So hopefully I'll be able to make it next Monday as well. If I need to recharge, I'm not shy about taking the day off. So I'll try to let you guys know. All right. Should we get into it? All right. If this is your first time, a bit of a template, that I have here, the process, the protocol for getting your questions answered on the Stopher Show, right there in the yellow, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So just email your question to the Stopher Show at stophercavins.com. If you'd like a reading, go to stophercavins.com. All my services, my calendar is up to date. It's all right there on the website. And yeah. Jet, my mic is not plugged in. I can turn it up so everybody can hear me. Let me know. That would be tragic if I was talking for the past 10 minutes and nobody could hear me. All right. We'll do that. I can hear him. It's just not coming through. Let me make sure I have the right mic on. Because that is like that's the thing. On the right mic. Wait. Oh, because I think it's coming through. Okay, so let's do this. How about this? Is this better? Let me hear from everybody. Is because I changed it to this mic. I think it was going through my and thank you for letting me know, whoever that was. I think it was going through my webcam, which is not, that's probably not a good sound. And I'm like a stickler for that. I hate watching people's lives or people's videos and the sound is bad. So sorry. All right, much better. Good, 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 good. Sorry about that. Just forget the last 10 minutes happened. It sucks. I am all right. Anyway, dude, the other day, I was cooking. This is a bit of a story, and then I promise we'll get into your questions. I was cooking. I had like a glitch in the matrix. It was either like old people shit or it was a glitch or some kind of neurological thing that was happening. I was cooking. My kitchen is very small. I have like very limited counter space. So I had some items. I think I was cooking. What was I cooking? Some kind of pasta. So I had my items that I was going to put in the pasta and put everything together. There was a piece of paper. It might have had some the recipe on. I'm not sure what the paper was, but there were some items, including my phone, which I had been, and I had my earbud in, so I was listening to music on one side here, and I just sent a text message to somebody, and I put my phone down, literally right next to on the counter, right next to the stove where I was cooking like a pot of boiling water with pasta in it, and my phone was on the counter, inches away from where this pot is boiling. So I'm kind of walking around, getting things out of the refrigerator, doing whatever. And I was like, oh, I needed my phone for some reason. Couldn't find my phone. Couldn't find it. It didn't exist. It wasn't in the kitchen. I knew it was in the kitchen somewhere. My music was still going. So it was obviously, I'm looking in the pot. I'm looking in the refrigerator. I'm looking the counter. I'm picking up the piece of paper, which is literally inches from where my phone actually was. And I'm looking at the counter, scouring the counter, all like 2 square feet of my counter space in my kitchen, looking in the trash everywhere, opening cabinets. This went on for 10 minutes, like almost 10 minutes. And my phone was literally right there, illuminated, by the way, face up and illuminated the whole time. And then finally, whenever the glitch in the matrix stopped and I was able to see my phone, it was like the scariest thing. It was just like, did that really happen? Did that really have so something, it was kind of crazy. Like, I'm not like saying like spirit moved my phone or anything. My phone was there. Just something in my Coco that wouldn't let me see my phone for like 10 minutes. It was so bizarre. Anyway, that's my story. All right. Hi, we're gonna go to the mailbag here. So this is from Nika or Neka. Hello, Stopher. My name is Nika. I hope it's not too late. And by the way, this is from like 2 weeks ago, so I apologize. I'm just kind of going to go through all of them. Hope it's not too late to ask a question for tonight's live. Well, it'll be 2 weeks later, but yep, we're doing it. I wanted to know, what is the likelihood of me being promoted? I work for Schwab. Not sure if you'll mention it during the live. Well, I did now. All right. Anyway, so Nika or Neka, thank you for writing in. Let me just have a moment with this. I haven't pre-connected to any of these, so this is happening live. All right. Over the next 6 months, I'm just going to go with Nika, and I greatly apologize if I'm butchering that. But over the next 6 months, I feel like it's already like, we're talking about like being put up. It just gives me the feeling, the energy gives me the feeling that you're already like considered, or you're like kind of being put up for it, or you're promotable is what I'm understanding. So it's like due is what I'm understanding from this energy. There will be two. It's almost like we have two attempts in the next 6 months. It's a low possibility, just because I'm getting the sense that it feels competitive is what I'm saying. So if I was a betting, so the short answer is I don't know. It's going to be the short answer for all, most all these questions is I don't know. But where are you headed is kind of what I'm understanding. It feels competitive, and it feels like there's less of a chance for you to be promoted. And I almost feel like there's less promoting happening right now. It just feels like it gets harder and harder and harder. So if this were to happen, I feel like we're actually two turns of the calendar down the road, and that might, I don't know all of your situation, but that might be, a bridge too far or too far to wait. But so the short answer is I don't know, and then the a little bit longer answer is I don't think it happens. Okay. Thank you for the question. Moving on to, let's go in the wrong way. Let's go this way. Okay, this is from Jordan. Yeah, Karen, looking for the glasses. That's kind of what this was, where you're wearing the glasses. I've literally been holding my phone and thought, oh, I need to get my phone and do something, and I'm holding it. So, but this was beyond glitch in the matrix, as I call it. All right. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Hit the like button. Just right now, do it. I think if you're on your phone, you can flip your phone like portrait, and then it's right there. So just that's the thumbs up one. If you haven't followed me, check it out. All right. This is from Jordan Ross. Are you here, Jordan? Hey, Stopher. Hope you're doing well. I'm enlisting in the Navy soon. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I did that a while back. All right. I'm torn between getting a job in aviation, healthcare, or submarines. Healthcare aligns more with my personality, but I feel my interest shifting towards aviation. Do my guides indicate a push towards any of these fields that would be most beneficial, enjoyable during my enlistment? Okay. So as I'm reading that, just to let you know how the sausage is made and how this works, as I'm reading this, I'm, setting my intention to connect with your energy, and then certain things will happen inside all this to kind of let me know where things are most likely to go, where things are pushing towards. The healthcare, before I even read that it aligns more with your personality, this aligns more with a lot of energy with you. So healthcare is where you'll be pushed. It's where you'll be called. I wouldn't even doubt. I don't know if you've gone to MEPS yet. That's the Military Enlistment Processing Station. I think it's station MEPS. That's where I believe back in the day, when I joined 25 years ago, geez, that's where you decide what job you do, what your rate is. So what I'm going to predict is you'll be heavily shown those kind of opportunities. It will almost probably feel like kismet or serendipitous. So that's what it is. There will be opportunities later on to switch and kind of cross rate. I don't know that you'll do that, but there will be opportunities if you go into like a second enlistment or an extension. But yeah, the healthcare, so probably like a corpsman, that type of thing. And I actually really like the potential of what's it called, specialty in like X-ray tech. So you'll be shown all this, and then it's your decision whether you do it or not. So that's not written, but that's kind of where I'm seeing the energy really headed. All right, thank you for the question. Thank you for being an avid viewer. All right, this is from my friend Heather. I see Heather's here. All right, I'm flying to St. Louis in the morning. Okay, I think this is from last week. Let me see if Heather, I know you're here. So if you're still here, just let me know which, I saw a few questions from you. I don't want to read anything that's like past. Let me read through this. I'll read this quietly. Just let me know which question you want me to read on. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of paraphrase on the one about your grandbaby. Been hospitalized, can't breathe. Oxygen stats are dropping. So the question is, okay, there's some other context here. Sorry, guys. Um, she's way too young to suffer like this. Will the hospitalization lead to some answers? So this is a yes and no. So there are some answers, but I feel like there's also some stuff that might be happening that probably can be answered by the hospitalization of the folks in the hospital. I I feel like there is some physical things going on because I'm being drawn to the energy of physical limitations, but it also is like connecting energy to some environmental things. So there might be something going on in or around the living area or the environment that is also like triggering some of these limitations physically. So I think there's a certain level of it that can be figured out and worked through. And then there's also some things that we might need to go look at the home environment or the air quality or some things that are being ingested in various ways. Okay, hope that helps. And I know this was sent a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Geez, but hope everything's shaking out. Good. All right, this is another from Heather. Heather, you're an overachiever. All right, let me read this. All right, this is the COVID one. And I know there's another one. I think a newer one that you sent yesterday. All right, Nivra, thank you for being here, Nivra. Hi, Stopher. I wondered if you can get any information of when and if I can find a better place to live within budget, possibly when here before I do a full relocation to another state. There is mold in my, okay, so we have some environmental stuff going on with you too, Nivra. Mold in my apartment, and the place is negatively impacting my health. This to me is a really delicately move the mic. This to me is a process. I don't think this happens soon. I think I've read on this in one way or another. It's coming. You will move. It's almost like I get this feeling when I connect with you, Niver, is it's almost like you have this feeling of, am I stuck here? As bad as this is, like you don't see the sunlight between behind the clouds or whatever the saying is. But yes, the clouds will part. This will happen, but there is a process. It's almost like there's some work on the remediation, or there's some band-aids put on it in the meantime that will continue to be annoying and frustrating and jeopardizing health and that type of thing. But it's like two steps forward, and then we take some steps back, and eventually, I feel like if we get to this time, actually a little bit late, I don't think it happens this year. I feel like we get into next year, and then you'll have to push. You'll have to really like um, let let things be known, and it's like push the envelope is kind of what I'm understanding. So that can be done sooner, but as the energy sits now, it seems like this takes until next year. Like I say, there's some steps forward, steps back, ebbs and flows that are probably will continue to be annoying and frustrating. So if that doesn't work for you, just push harder, scream louder, that type of thing. Um, and I do think it would be something that's kind of within your budget, and you might actually have to move the budget a little bit, or um, get some more resources, is what I'm understanding here. All right, Sylvie writes in. Thank you, Nivra. Sylvie writes into the Stopher Show. Just wondering if I'll have any luck with online dating anytime soon. Is there anyone I might take an interest in who would also take an interest in me? That's good to have that work both ways, right? The goal. Is there any possibility for something long term? I think that we're not too far away, Sylvie, from having the person that it has interest in you and you having interest in them. That is either happening now, like kind of already working, or very much in the very near future. The problem, or we'll say challenge, or we'll call it, we'll be positive tonight. We'll say the opportunity here. It just seems like it when I get into the energy of like, is it long term, or is this next thing that I'm kind of predicting here, will it be long term? It's got some possibility, but it's also kind of challenging there. So my prediction is it probably isn't long term, but there's some interest there. There's some dating. There's a little bit more than just one date. I feel like there's a little bit of an ongoing thing, but it will be more challenging for it to be long term, just because of some, it's almost like ships passing in the night. We get some scheduled things, we get some distance things. It's going to just be not because they're a bad person or you're, whatever. It's less of like a personality thing and more of just making things line up. Might get a little frustrating or challenging. So it will be something that takes a little bit of time, though. Okay, so is it long term? My prediction is no, but it won't be bad. I think it'll be a good experience. All right, Suzanne. Suzanne, thank you for being here. Thank you always for being here. I'm caring for my neighbor's mother, whose name is Marianne. She is 83 years old. Her family is waiting for her to be admitted to a seniors care home. Can you see when will get a place? This will take place this um, fall. I've got right around October. I don't think it's to the end of October. So this is probably going to be like early to middle part of October. And it's almost like, have we tried? It's almost like we've submitted. Are there a couple places that we're trying to look into? If not, I think there should be, because I'm getting like multiple avenues here, and then one of them will kind of work out. So yeah, not too far. What is it? So that's month 10, 5 months, 6 months. All right, Heather, it's Heather again. Oh, I think I already, yeah, I think I already answered this one in a text message, Heather, about the baby. Congratulations, by the way. I want you guys to see my eyes, so we'll put that up. I had this filter. There's a filter on StreamYard that says "touch up my appearance," which sounds like a great idea. And then I realized, and I think I usually have it on, and then I realized I look. It was just ridiculous. I put it on the full screen so I could see what I look like, and it just looked ridiculous. So I think I look fine enough to not have the weird Android, where I look like an Android filter, whatever. Suzanne says 5 places. Yeah, so that and that's just, there's multiple paths here, so that's good, because it's like one of them will yeah, if you were just going for one and waiting, that probably is not good. So you'll get one for they, or yeah. Marianne will be placed into one by October, or by the end of October. All right. Marnie, thank you for being here, Marnie. Stover, I am renovating my new house and wondering if my dad has a message for me about it. Yeah, it just real quick here. I just am giving, as I connect with you, dad, and house. I'm This energies is making me feel like, let's not wait. Let's not put things off. It's like, put the money, the resources to it now. It's like, off we go, right? Um, the more we kind of put things off, there's just like, and I don't know if this has to do with like things that are happening with the cost of goods or the cost of services or the ability to like schedule people, but it's just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. This will behoove you to move faster, because in this case, faster is better. The resources just seem like they get a little more challenged as time goes on. And I'm also getting that it's like we're already putting things off, or we already have put things off. So there's a scheduling thing that's happening here. And then there's also like an appreciation for what's being done. I almost feel like it's something that I'm getting the sense as I connect you, dad, in the house situation. It's almost like this was talked about, or this is being done kind of not in memory of dad, but kind of to make him proud, is the sense that I'm getting. And just know that he is proud. There's a permission to do it. there's an applause coming from the spiritual energy. So it's all systems go. It's all check, check, check. But there's a time thing that's happening that is behooving you to stop putting things off. All right. Second question. Also, ever find my as I choke? I ever find my key fob and keys that I lost a month ago? Yeah, you'll find them. I don't know where, but they're the reason I'm saying is that is because they're findable. Okay. If they weren't findable, I would just say no. But I do feel like they're not stolen. They're not somewhere where they won't come back around to you. So they're still, and the reason to let you know how the sausage is made, I still get that energetic connection to the keys. So you'll find them. I don't know when, I don't know how. All right. Thank you for your generosity. You're welcome. Doot, doot, doot. Thank you, Suzanne. It is a pretty cool hat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see if I can show you. So my as many of you know, I'm a punk rocker at heart. In high school and briefly outside of high school, I was super like I was the guy you'd see on the street and be like, "Ooh, he's scary" with all his gear and just like real punk, not like these. It wasn't like a trendy punk. I was pretty hardcore, but I had this cool. I don't know if I can show like a picture, but I had this really badass punk rock leather jacket that I put a lot of work into, putting studs on and painting and patches and all the fun stuff. And I lost track of it a long, long time ago, and I never really worried about it. It was like whatever. I kind of moved on in my life. I'm not punk rock the same way I am now, but or that I was then. But my kids were asking about it, and recently I made like a vest that's like a smaller, more simple version of the jacket. Long story short, my ex-wife had it in storage for like the past 20 something years, and my kids were able to retrieve it. So now it's getting passed on to my daughter. My daughter and my son are kind of sharing it, but my daughter is she's the one that has kids now, so she's kind of taking it. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm gonna lock this. So that's the back of the jacket. Yeah, that says "War Now" on the bottom. And then it's the front of the jacket. Yeah, so my son has it now. He's like wearing it, and all his friends are pretty impressed with it. Anyway, all right. Somebody sent a picture. Okay, this is from Jillian. I think I saw you here, Jillian. I have 3 indoor/outdoor cats. My third kitty I haven't seen for in a month. Haven't seen in a month, or even a little more. I'm literally driving myself crazy, wondering if I'll ever see him again or if he has passed away. Please ease my mind. Stopher, is my cat Nimbus okay, or has he passed away? I think there's a photo. Let's see. I have to download it. It's 5 megabytes. We can do that. I mean, I already have the answer, but I just want to see the photo of Nimbus. I'm assuming this. I'm not going to show the photo, but I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's a cat. Was anybody? Yeah. Okay. Make that smaller. Oh, thank you, Heather. All right. So Nimbus, yeah, Nimbus. I don't feel like Nimbus has passed away and the reason I'm saying that is because I don't have that kind of spiritual energy of Nimbus as I set my intention to connect with Nimbus and you. Will you ever see Nimbus again? I don't. This is the name of the cat, right? Nimbus, yes. I don't know if you'll ever see him again, but I can tell you I don't have the energy of him being passed away. I don't have spiritual energy from him that I'm connecting with. So keep looking. I don't really have much more than that, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if that eases your mind or not. All right. This is from Joshua Buckley. Hi, Stopher. It's me again with another question. Property taxes have been steadily rising. Damn it. Um, and the debt I have accumulated while I was unemployed is making it harder to stay where I am. I'm having I've been applying for better paying jobs, but it's been increasingly difficult to land interviews because of recent IT layoffs from a major local organization. On top of that, I have zero desire to stay here. I'm really feeling the urge to move to a different region. Do you think I should stick it out and see what happens, or just put a for sale sign in front of the house and hit the road? I don't tell people what they should do. I don't. But I will tell you there's a lot of energy going towards a move, a shakeup, if you will. So I think that's probably what you will do. I'm not here to tell you what you should do because you don't know me and I don't know you that well. But and have you? I don't know where you're at, but I feel like you're going west. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if you're kind of in a mountain central kind of area. So for me, this is like Colorado, Utah, Arizona. I don't think we quite get to Nevada. Um, I don't think we're going as low as south as Texas, New Mexico, those kind of areas. Not as north as Montana or Wyoming or any of that. No offense to anyone that lives in those areas. So, yeah, I think there's a big shakeup coming in the next 6 to 8 months. And it does feel to me like kind of a throwing my hands up and just being done. And um, I don't know if you'll sell the house in that time, but it's like we get to the breaking point and where there is a big decision made in that time. And I do believe it is to cut bait and go. All right, it's our friend Heather again. I'm in Missouri right now at my mom's house. My nieces, my brother's daughters, I'm trying to put this together. Okay, that's how that works. Are currently living there here with their mother, my brother's ex-wife. Is everybody following? At this point, she is more family to us than my brother is. Ouch. They left here in tears tonight, and this was today. They don't want to go to my brother's house because his wife is an evil thing. She has very dark energy. Do you foresee my brother standing up? No, I don't. To his, and I'll tell you why I had that reaction. To his wife and defending his daughters, or are the girls going to have to make tough decision to stop visiting their father? Yeah, this is yeah, no worries, Heather. I'm happy to answer your questions. So, yeah, I had that reaction because I was immediately shown somebody from my past that was in a similar thing. And it was no, that father did not stand up to his wife and he did not, and there was an attempt years later and it failed. So I'm being shown that energy specifically as connecting in a way to what's going on here. So in that way, he will not. I mean, we're probably a rough like 3 years before this kind of starts making sense. Because right now it doesn't make sense why you would do that as a father, right? Um, so there might be some opportunities down the road, but it just gets really messy before that. So I wish I had better. I wish I had better news. That's what I'm feeling, Heather. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that he does not do that. Okay, this is from Paul or Jen, the Jen portion of that equation. I just wanted to say welcome back. My son Cameron started trucking. My eyes saw it as some other type of school. Fucking school. He started fucking school. Trucking school, just like you said he would. Amazing. I'm hopeful he will stick with it and get a decent job when he is done. I also wanted to let you know, on Easter, my kids finally got together in the same room and didn't fight. I know you said this would happen slowly. As a mom, I'm happy to see it begin. I'm happy to see it begin. Thank you for all you do. I love watching even when I don't have a question. Oh my God. That's amazing. I can't imagine. I wouldn't watch me if I didn't have a question, if I didn't have a horse in the race. But thank you. All right. So Cameron, yeah, he will stick with it and he will get a job. He will be successful. And when I say successful, I don't always mean like make a lot of money. However he measures success and however you measure success for him, I feel like those things line up. So we'll say yes. Okay. You're this one. Are you the Josh? Is that you? I was actually thinking about Colorado this past week. Somewhere in there. Yeah. So that's kind of where they're showing me the Mountain West kind of strip of states there. So yeah. So if that's kind of what you're already thinking, I mean, that's valuable, right? Confirmation of kind of where your intuition is already taking you. All right. Jet says, I'm watching, and I'll put it on here so y'all can read it. I'm watching with no question. I like to see if I get the same energy as you do. As you read the question. Oh, that's cool. That's like a fun little game, right? I've been, I really hate, I don't actually hate myself, just a figure of speech. I hate myself for watching all kinds of like skeptic videos um, on YouTube and whatnot. But I was watching this chick. She's kind of obsessed with like outing psychics, and I can't wait till like I'm a video she chooses or something like that. But they've like outed like Thomas John and some different ones. I won't say any other names, but people that some of you probably follow. Where was I going with this? But anyway, it's very skeptical, and so I don't know why I brought that up. I was watching a video right before I hopped on. She's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't blame her. That's fine. All right. Just a couple more folks, and then I'm going to go eat. All right. Buffy, he can almost, yes, he can, Buffy. Yes, he can. All right. This is from Buffy. And this is the last one. And then I'll hop in the comments and see if any of you have asked anything. Do you see me in a relationship this year at all? Thanks. I see you in a situationship or kind of a so relationship. No, I'll just say it like that. No, like hardcore committed relationship. There's a little bit of like, and when I say like play, it's not like somebody's playing games. It's just kind of like we kind of play with the idea. There's some uh, you try. You and somebody will try. I almost feel like it's somebody that's kind of either on the radar or has been on the radar in the past. I don't know that you've had a relationship with them, but it's like just like we're trying to see what we can do here, and it doesn't quite turn into a relationship. I do feel like there's some situationships or that. What? What's the benefit of being a male witch? I don't know that there is a benefit. I mean, if it makes you feel good, and that's for DD Savage. Yeah, I don't know what the benefit. I'm not a witch, um, so I mean, if it's something that connects for you, I say go. With anything. It's like what's the benefit of being a male nurse? That's what you're into. Do it. All right. Is there somebody? Yeah, I don't think it's in a way of like a hookup, like a. I think it's in the way of a person that's influential to either you or your partner. Is kind of what I'm. It's like somebody's yapping. Somebody doesn't like what you or I feel like this is probably more on your partner's end. Somebody's in their ear, trying to get them to not go the path that they're going. It could be with you, but I feel like it's more so with your partner. So in a way, yes, but not in like a mistress way. That's not what I'm getting. All right. Let's see. Skeptics don't hold a candle to any say. I mean, I think, listen, full disclosure, I'm a little skeptical myself. I'm always questioning, and trying to a certain degree, like understand what's going on and that type of thing. And when I see other readers, I question things. So I think that's okay. I think it just sometimes some of these folks, it's just like an obsession though. It's like and she's got a successful channel. So I mean, good for her. This skeptic lady. I mean, she's built kind of her channel on that. So of course she's gonna keep it going because it's beneficial to her at this point, right? But that's okay. I think that's fun. All right, I'll take that down. All right. I think is this Jennifer? I think that's your name. I know we've had readings, but I apologize. Okay, if you have time tonight, I would love to know if you get a good feeling about any of the following apartment complexes for me in the future: Carmel Center, Alexandria, Retreat, or somewhere else. I think we've got. I don't love Carmel Center. I feel like that is like just the location, just geography wise, is kind of it's not going to work for a couple different things you got going on. Alexandria, I don't think is like really on the table, to be honest. It just feels like it's the energy is very low there. So I don't even think you really have the opportunity you think is there. I don't think it's there. And then the retreat I like, and then somewhere else I like as well. So don't give up, but don't stop the search here. I must really be boring you guys. There's 11 folks watching. Thank you for the 11 that are watching. But yeah, retreat or and then also when I say somewhere else, keep firing out the applications or the queries, if you will. But the first two, I don't think go anywhere. All right, let's call it a night. All right, Ashika, hi. So Avi, no, and I appreciate that. They try to disprove you guys, but they fail. Yeah, well, it's kind of one of those. It's in the eye of the beholder kind of thing. Um, and that's why I I have I think we all have a certain amount of disclosure about like what's actually happening, what we actually claim to do. I don't make claims that I am, doing any kind of like superpower stuff or that I can see the future or and even when it comes to the mediumship, I was thinking about this recently is I'm not talking to people. I'm not, when we die, we're, the human part of us is gone, right? We're just energy now. So I'm just reading energy. I'm not having a conversation with a human like figure, right? Or like some kind of go, it's not that mystical what I'm doing. I'm just kind of letting the energy move me and kind of use my own energy. So it's that. Um, so yeah, it's just like what am I saying? What am I claiming that I'm doing? And am I doing it? And are people enjoying it? Are people getting any value out of it? I don't make anybody pay for my service. Sorry about the dogs. Pay for my services. If you want to do that, do it. If you find value in it, whether obviously you'll believe in it. If you don't believe in it, it's not going to have valuable. It's not going. It's not going to have value. All right. You can do it. I mean, on some level, you can do it. We can all do it. It's just intuition. It's just we're all connected, right? We're all in this ocean of energy. So, yeah. I was hoping Karma Center would hit better. I just got a feeling. Yep. Plan is good. All right. I'm going to call it quits just for tonight. Just till hopefully next week. Like I say, I'm going to the music festival this weekend. It's a lot. It's a 3-day festival. Although we usually either forego day 3, which is Sunday, or we just because we also have to come back and take care of the dogs. So what I'm trying to say is hopefully I have the energy. Thank you, friends. Love you all. Thank Thank you for being here, and email me your questions. Bye. You know what? Before I go, I always forget not taking down the. There we go. We're gonna do that, and then we're leaving.